What's up, everybody? This GBN Cast is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. What's up, everybody? Welcome to GBN Cast episode 2, the show where we basically sit around and talk about all the crazy, ridiculous stuff that's going on behind the scenes of GameBreaker and the network. Joining me, as always, Mr. Michael Byrne. How are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir. Just ready to play some Black Gold Online when it comes out.
Oh, can't wait for that. Inside joke. Got to go watch Twimo. Go watch it. Go watch it. And joining us, who couldn't make it last week, Quinlan Bowers. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, guys.
So,
I'm not going to play that, by the way.
No, definitely not going to play that. All right, so if you guys are tuning in for the first time at GBN Cast, basically just a quick show that we kind of like, talk about what's going on at GameBreaker TV, because a lot of stuff is changing, a lot of new things popping up, and lots of stuff to kind of fill you in with that we don't really want to jam-pack the shows with, so we figured we just do a quick, fast kind of chat about all this kind of stuff for you hardcore peeps who really want to know what's happening. So first up this week, we did launch another new site. Yep, another one. Unfortunately, as of the time I would bring it up, but it's actually down right now because it got slammed so hard from the Blizzard interview we did this morning. So at this very second, the server's broken, but that's actually a good thing because then we get to figure out why. But it's hearthnation.com. It's an all Hearthstone website. If you guys haven't checked it out, a collectible card game by Blizzard, based in the World of Warcraft universe. I've been playing tons of it. It's in open beta. It's not open beta. It's in closed beta. And we got some keys and we've all been playing it and loving it. And so hearthnation.com, we launched that. It's got its own forums. It's got its own website. Please go check it out. It's very cool. And you can actually submit all the new sites. Actually, let's talk about U-Report for a quick second. So U-Report is something that you're going to see on pretty much probably every GameBreaker site out there. We started it with the XIV Nation. It's now on Hearth Nation. But it'll be on pretty much all of them. Basically, U-Report is going to be a section of all the websites where you, the fans, the community, can report on stuff. So it's user-generated content, it's user-submitted content, so video content, I should say. So on Hearth Nation, you want to make video deck guides, duels you may have with your friends, shoutcasting. What else could there be, Burn? What else could we put in guides? We did
a first look for it. It's already up. Freeplay.tv.
So
plug.
That's what we do on the show. Well, it's about telling you guys what we're doing. That's really what it is. So yeah, if you go to U-Report, there's a little banner there that says submit your U-Report. Click that. It brings you to a way to actually send us your stuff, and then we post it in the U-Report section of the site. And if it gets a ton of love by the community, because the community can vote on it, if they really like it and it's just doing awesome, we can promote it to the front page. So you may make it to the front page of the website. So that's U-Report, and that's going to be across all websites, probably pretty much going forward. So hearthnation.com. The other big thing that I have this week is it looks like, unless something goes wrong, but it looks like I've been talking about the GameBreaker.tv website migrating over to the new site. Looks like we're going to be doing that on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So if you're watching this next week, it's already done. I don't have the date in front of me. I don't know what the date of Sunday is. But you will see the site go down for a while on this one. Usually we do it seamlessly, but you will see we are in maintenance mode for, I would say, at least give us a few hours. It's not going to be the easiest switch over, but a few hours, you'll probably see the site go down on Sunday. We'll be migrating over to the new layout that you see on XIV Nation, freetoplay.tv, and Hearth Nation. So that will be the layout of GameBreaker.tv going forward, which is, like I said in the past, it's our next step towards launching the GameBreaker Nation. So this is a big one. We got to get this one in place. And then once we get that in place, we're getting very, very, very close. I don't want to say any further dates after that, but this was a big one. So we got to get that done first, and that's happening Sunday. So Sunday night, Monday morning, you will awaken to a new GameBreaker with a facelift. And then one other thing, I think
the 25th, by the way.
There you go, the 25th. So for people watching next week, and they're just
I'll have been up for like 48 hours at that point, so I'll stop by and check.
You got some Final Fantasy to be playing. And I guess the last thing up really quick, we've changed our tagline to everything. And it's kind of our new mantra. And you're going to see it on every site. And that is where community matters, because that's really what all of this entire big initiative in the Gamebreaker Nation is about. So that's what we're about. And that is, we are here for the community and we are here for nothing less. So we will just keep giving you guys more sites. Yes, more sites. People are like, oh my God, I'm getting overloaded with sites. Well, yes, you're going to get overloaded with sites. There'll be more to come. Next two on the list are EQ Next and WildStar. And then who knows from there? We'll see. That's what I've got this week. Q, what do you got going on? You got questions from the community that need to be answered.
I do have some questions from the community, and I'm kind of freaking out now that you're going to do the thing on, I'm worried I'm going to go to Six Flags on Sunday and come back and everything's going to be broken and I'm going to sit and cry. No, not my
Don't even call me Sunday. I'll be so drunk and playing Final Fantasy that I will be useless in bringing any site back up.
So, one thing we do want to just when we change Gamebreaker, like rearrange the site, one of the things that you're going to see is kind of the culture kind of section. So the stuff that I actually like to write, like the cosplay and stuff, isn't going to disappear completely. Some of the more exciting stories that we come across sometimes are just the weird stuff, like big
giant robots.
Really, I love the giant robots. Those are my favorite things. Giant robots cosplay. Weird, strange things that people do that they probably shouldn't do while streaming. Stuff like that. So that will still be there, and it'll probably be one of my favorite sections on the site.
And that actually dovetails with another question we have here. I'll bring this one up because I think it kind of answers both. They said, I think this one is from Ryan Lawton. He said, why would you stop covering PC game news on Gamebreaker? I know the next gen is looming upon us, but PC gaming crowd is stronger than ever. So like what you said, we're going to rearrange some stuff on Gamebreaker. I think what we're going to do is, like, I'm throwing out a percentage and making this up, but it's like, 90% of Gamebreaker. Here's the thing. We went and looked. First of all, what we did is we went and looked at all the analytics and the data for the past 12 months of just what people on Gamebreaker actually look at and read and pay attention to. And it's pretty apparent that there's two things that you guys all read: MMOs and guys being caught fapping on cam. That is one, but
that is one. Yeah,
that is one. But but it's those types of not just that one, but any of, like you said, the culture story. So it's MMO stuff, and then all the like crazy offshoot weird stuff of that kind of thing getting caught on cam, cosplayed, giant robots, like geek culture kind of stuff. But when we really looked at it, to be quite honest, and some of the big PC stuff. So some of the bigger PC stuff, like when we announced the Half-Life 3 thing, that was like huge, right? But when we cover just normal PC stuff, it doesn't really resonate. Like we I love The Witcher. Believe me, I want to cover it because I just go crazy for it. But it doesn't really seem like it's our thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna strip that stuff away. We're not gonna be covering the hardcore PvP or the PC stuff. But you may still see big announcements for stuff that we think are big. You'll probably see them in the geek culture section. Even if it is a PC game, it could end up in there. And then the idea obviously is, once we get our head above water a little bit, since we're very MMO centric, once we get our head above water and we've got like maybe 60, 70 MMO sites launched, then probably I'll launch a PC gaming site for all PC gaming. And then,
That was a big number.
That's a huge number for MMOs.
No, but maybe we'll launch a PC gaming site at some point. So that's the idea, is that we'll break it out into its own thing. I just don't know when.
When he finally does, though, that's mine. That's all mine. Just so we know.
She's already calling dibs.
I'm calling dibs on the PC gaming because, I love covering that stuff. So it's not like I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I just, we just kind of have to go, okay, well, are we wasting our time covering this? Or, should we cover something else? So, Q's Corner Nation, nice chat, thanks. But yeah, so you will still see, hopefully, like, when Cyberpunk comes out, because a lot of people, I think, reacted to that pretty well, too. Stuff like that, or Bioshock actually got a decent amount. But, I mean, a lot of just general PC doesn't. Like, a lot of you don't look at it.
Yep. So I wouldn't say it's all going away, but it's just like not going to get as, a little less love than it has been until we can kind of do an all PC show. What else we got? Q has more questions.
We do. Okay, so this question was actually in reference to the fact that the new waypoint, the XIV the waypoint that went up today, looked like it was done in a studio, which it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's done in the studio in LA. So,
Right
based on that, Inks wants to know if we're going to get news hits back.
I don't know. That's kind of up in the air right now. Maybe. Right, I would say in the short term, no. We're trying to focus a little bit. They were fun to do. They were like very hit or miss. We would do. They took a lot of coordination and a lot of time with multiple people with good sort of setups. You had Mike B, you had Shaftnit here, you had myself here, and a few others doing the same thing. And we would be cranking them out like back to back and doing like 5-6 of them. They actually were not very easy to do. And then what would happen is like 4 out of 5 would kind of like not really, people wouldn't pay a ton of attention to them. And then the one people would pay attention to. So I personally would like to bring them back at some point, but maybe kind of more focused on bigger stories that we know kind of like needed or lend itself to a good conversation, right? Like if the piece is like conversational where two people can talk about it a little bit, I'd like to, but not really on the wall. It's on the wall of crazy, as we like the MMO people talk about, but it's not like in the list of priorities at the moment. So we want to focus on like obviously the package shows. Like you see Waypoint, we've got 3 editions of it now. We've got League of Legends, World of Warcraft, and now we've got Final Fantasy XIV. So right now we're tapped out as far as what we can do, especially with Waypoint and our schedule and a weekly schedule. So if we want to launch that for more games, that's even going to be very difficult right now, but we'll see. So news hits maybe coming back at some point. I wouldn't be like kind of waiting for it though. But yeah, Burn, you should actually really quick, I'll divert over. What was that, Q?
I was going to say, from the perspective of somebody who's done the hits from the other end, like just the audio, it is one of those things that like they take a lot more time than you would think to do, and not necessarily every writer is down with doing something like that either. A lot of writers just want to write, they don't want to do hits. So
yep.
It's one of those things as well.
And a lot of people sitting around waiting for things like that to happen and lining all the writers up and all. It's a pretty big thing. But really quick, Burn, what talk about FFXIV Waypoint edition? You run the XIV Nation.
Number 1, episode 1 is now up for you. And Kat wants to school you on everything that went wrong and went well in the beta, and free companies, and talk about the way the XIV Nation is reacting to open beta on the forums as we wait for launch and early access. So check it out. Kat did a great job on there. Great show. You're going to love it. If you like Shafts, these are like a lot better, but don't tell Shafts I said that. Don't tell them. They're just a lot better. I just like the name better, like XIV. Waypoint XIV, that does it for me.
Less Skittles were involved.
Right. Anytime you put XIV in something, I'm a fan for you. So, no, seriously though, great show. Check it out. Kat does a great job giving you all the information. And then on the U-Report thing that Gary was talking about, we already have that implemented on XIV Nation. That's kind of where Gary started. Do you think this would work? And I love it because it's brought content to me that I haven't seen, because it's, you post something that's in its own little corner of the internet that not many people know about. And when we go in there and we see you've posted 2 or 3 things by the same producer and our viewers are liking it, it makes us want to reach out to them and say, hey, can you make us a slide? We'd like to make you a featured producer on our first page. It doesn't matter if you have 20 YouTube subscribers. It matters that your content appealed to our community. We want to feature you. I don't care how.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like we don't really go out and look at the YouTube pages and kind of use that as a gauge. We use the XIV Nation as the gauge. So if it's getting high views and it's getting also high ratings, because like I said, all the users can vote on it, then yeah, like that's kind of what we base on promoting it. And again, to try and give you guys an idea, because I know a lot of people are saying like, well, what do I submit? If you're just looking, I don't know if you're reading this, but here's like a PvP guide from somebody. This back one back here, this is somebody, let me go back. This is somebody playing the Limsa Lominsa on a piano arrangement. This is just a YouTube video of that. Like, so it can almost be anything related. You just submitted, here's a full podcast, the Fate Joined podcast episode 2, talking about 3102. So you can come over here, check out the Your Report section, all kinds of different stuff. And like I said, I think this is just a great way to kind of, just focus and show the community interaction and stuff like that, and give you guys a place of, like I said, our motto is where community matters, and really, like, this is like your sort of section. So I really want to build this out and kind of really make this a really big part of all of our sites.
Absolutely. 100%. And there was a chat question that, Gary, and I think it's talking about the business side of things, is by making these changes, were we worried about losing hits? Yeah.
I was very worried. I spent over
of the
a
backroom
year
discussions.
I thought I've wanted to do this for probably over a year and held back, and then finally just did it. And all I can say is we've practically doubled our traffic in 2 weeks. So we're about on par to double. I don't think we've lost anybody. So it's definitely been a good move.
Yep.
Okay, we got some more questions?
We do. These are actually related to GameBreaker Nation. So I picked these out of the comments on last week's episode, and basically people are still a little bit confused about who GameBreaker Nation is for. Like, they think since we're based in America, it's only for people based out of the U.S. And so somebody was like, so this isn't relevant to me because I'm an EU user, and somebody else was asking as well if it would be relevant for people on oceanic servers. I can't pronounce words. So we do know that we're working on it being, it's actually being at least US and EU. Missy's been really hard at work trying to set up the guilds for US and EU peeps, and I think she's having a little bit harder time getting officers lined up for the EU side. So if you are European and you're interested, we have the form on the site that you can still fill out to be an officer or an event planner for that, and that would probably help push the EU side a little bit more. I'm not sure on Oceanic because a lot of times they end up on other people's servers anyway, so I'm not sure how we're planning on handling that.
I'm not sure either. We'll have to look into that. And actually, maybe Missy might be a good person to start bringing on this show as well. Hi, Missy. I know you're watching. But yeah, she could probably help answer a lot of these questions we're going to get fielded since it is the GBN cast. So let's talk about that. So some of these I'm not even sure exactly, because there's so many moving parts going on right now that I can't keep up on it as well.
Yeah, like I said, I do know it is right now at least North America, not just US, but North America and EU for sure. And then as far as the Oceanic goes, I know that a lot of Oceanic people end up on either the European or the American servers anyway, so I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Burn, really quick, jumping back to XIV talk. One thing we should probably, we've kind of thrown it out there in the world, and we kind of softballed saying like we were going to do some sort of Final Fantasy XIV launch party for XIV Reborn. I think we've changed our minds, and I know everybody's going to be really sad about this, but I think we have kind of a good reason, because something I didn't expect this whole NDA and not streaming and all this other stuff to kind of be in place through this whole time period. I just didn't. So
and that was one of the big things, was we cannot do video or even audio starting the 24th tomorrow morning all the way through the 27th launch. So it was like, okay, well, what do we do for a launch party then? Let's do something for the hour before the servers go live. Okay, well, the hour before the servers go live, do we want to do it on the 27th, launch day, or are more Final Fantasy XIV fans interested in early access as the launch? Probably early access, so what time do those go up? They go up at 5 a.m. Eastern. We're not doing a show at 4
a.m. Come on, let's be honest.
That's just ridiculous. So it was like, well, and by the time you get to the 27th, everybody that wants to play is already in, and it would just be better served if we take the early access and use that opportunity to get a couple videos down and under our belt, so that on the 27th, 28th, 29th, boom, 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 you've got some nice video content coming out right away, than to try to force a party that really wasn't going to be much of anything besides what we're doing right now, sitting around chatting.
Exactly. Hearth Nation is back up. It's back up and running. We kickstarted the server. Somebody must have kicked them while they're in the show. So it is up, hearthnation.com. That is the URL. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Like I said, it's got guides, live stream page, a bunch of duels, own set of forums, news section, of course the U report section. I love the social stream section. You guys check out the social stream section. I check this like constantly. It's like one of those love or hate things. People either love this section or hate it. It basically pulls in, it's going to be on all the sites as well. It just pulls in social media from all over the place. So it's Twitch streams, videos from YouTube, Twitter comments, like all kinds of just stuff. And you kind of just go through. It's just like, it's just all thrown in there. It's like, blah, here it is. I like it though. But again, U report section.
The best Hearthstone first look on the internet. Free to play.tv.
I got another server error, so it's still being kicked around.
Breaking things.
Yeah, it's still being kicked around. But there's a bunch of stuff here. Here's a whole thing about what is U report. You can go check that out. And I should mention, I do not know when. I don't know when, and I don't know how many. Don't have those details yet. But we are awaiting beta keys to be able to give away on Hearth Nation from the Blizzard Entertainment. So as soon as we get those, you can expect a giveaway to go up. And we'll post all about it on Hearth Nation. So keep that bookmarked. You guys got anything else? Or is that pretty much it for the week?
I did see, going by in chat when we were talking about the EU servers, somebody was commenting that the XIV server is US and therefore basically eliminating anybody in the EU time zone wise. Easy fix to that, guys. We have event planners for a reason. So if we get EU event planners, they plan EU timed events, and there's stuff going on in the XIV Nation Guild when that stuff is happening. So that's the solution to that. Just be there and have EU event planners sign up so that you can schedule stuff for your EU peeps.
Peeps. And last thing on Hearth Nation, I just keep jumping back to that. We're gonna test. We're gonna be testing somewhat today. Well, the whole show is about kind of filling you guys in of what we're doing, what we're testing, what we're thinking about. It's not on the site at all right now, but there's a tournament section built out somewhat. So we're gonna test. We're testing it internally with an internal GameBreaker tournament, and we're gonna record those matches and stuff. So if none of us have ever kind of done a tournament thing before. So if it goes well, we may add a tournament section to the Hearth Nation to start running some weekly tournaments and stuff like that. So you can expect that as well. So check it out. All right.
So gonna win.
So. No, I don't know, man. Shafton's like level 20. He's been leveling like crazy.
Dude, I'll be out on the first play.
You beat me in the first look, Gannon, but I let that happen because I wanted that game to have the losing animation and the winning animation. So it was on purpose. It's on purpose that I lost that.
All right, everybody. Thanks for another week on the GBN Cast. We'll be back. We do this show on Fridays, right after This Week in MMO. So it's usually 4:30. We start somewhere around there. Whenever Tweemo's done, we do this. Keep you guys in the loop. We'll be back next week, and hopefully, if all goes well, you guys have a brand new GameBreaker.tv. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week for more GBN.